So for your contour, when you apply it, you're blending upwards. Are we together? You're not blending downwards. The essence of our highlighting and contouring is to give the face a lift. A lift. So if you're bringing it down, I don't know what you're trying to achieve. So when you are contouring, you're blending upward. The same way you blend your blush upwards is the same way you blend your contour upward. And don't forget your hairline region. So this part, you're blending it upward too. Are we together, please? We are doing the same thing for the nose bridge. What's that lady's name? Please concentrate on this part so that I will not fight. This particular part, concentrate on it. So you carefully dab it in, like make sure that you blend well. Are we good? Up next, let me spray to set in our foundation. So we have this concealer from V-Beauty. So I'm trying to see. Yeah, lighter, right? Okay. So for your highlighting, please don't forget a shade lighter or 2 shades lighter. A shade or 2 shades lighter. And then again, I realized that most of us, we don't mind using one brush. You said? I can barely hear you. I will. Please hold on. So some of us do not mind having to use one brush to apply your foundation, your concealer. Now this is it. When you're working with, products, especially when you're okay, let me use this as an example. This beauty blender, you can see now that this part is already dark. If I want to blend in a concealer that is lighter than this part, I need to be very careful and mindful, just so this part does not change the color of what I'm trying to apply. So it's either you just avoid, like probably use another beauty blender while working, or you avoid these parts, except you're working with a similar shade, then you are good to go. So the same thing with your brush. If you're if you want to work on the high area and you want to like play with different colors, for me, when I'm working, I have like 3 brushes to use. Then if we get to that point where I need to blend, I use another brush to like take a neutral color to blend. Because imagine I have dark eyeshadow on my brush and I want to use it to blend. It will definitely just ruin what I'm trying to do. Please take notes. So we'll do this together. Look up. You can see that you can see the concealer. Ooh, I love this concealer. You just gently apply. Do not forget, less is more. So when you're working on a dark skin, you need to be very, very careful with the shades you're working with. Do you get? Just so you don't turn the dark melanin to a white melanin. So I'm going to pop up that part with little of this lighter shade. Just this teardrop area. Can you see? Like I'm not taking it all around. Please don't forget, you don't need to spread, like take your concealer, apply it down here before you start blending. No, just apply the amount you need here. You blend, then you blend out towards, you spread towards the area it needs to be. Do you get? Because you see this part of your eyes do not need too much product. It doesn't need too much product. Please take notes. So after your concealer, you then move into setting. So there are two ways that you can set. You can start to set with your powder palette first, which I'm going to do using the V Beauty powder palette. And now take notes for a kind of color. I don't have business with this. Please call me. I don't have business with this. I don't have business with this. I do not have business with this. I'll work between those shades. I'll go in with this first. So, can you see? Don't forget, before you apply your powder to those areas, make sure that part is well blended. Because if you don't blend it well, it would definitely affect your powder application. You see those lines showing that you didn't blend in that part very well. Can you see? So you see, for this part, can you see this part? I cannot apply this shade. Rather, I'll work with a perfect shade of powder for this particular part, not the contour region. You know, this is your contour area, right? I contoured this place and I contoured here, but there's nothing here aside from the foundation we applied. So for this part, a perfect shade of powder works for that part, not this. So I'll be working with this. You dab in. Don't forget, please. This, your nose, relax. Yeah, go back. So we do the same thing for the parts we contoured. If I use just this, it will appear too dark. So I rather use this and mix a little of this. Do you get? You blend upward. Are we together? Because you're trying to lift the face. So you apply the powder to all those areas you've applied your foundation or your concealer, anyone you've used. Apply it to those areas. You can see I'm using another shade to blend downwards, not the darker one I started with. Just so you don't have this obvious funny lines dragging down. Up next, I will be using my blush. For your blush is on your contour area, and you're blending that one too upwards. Are we together? Now we'll be going with our setting powder. To bake, we have to, the thing is, we can actually work with any, because in some cases I can actually work with my, what do you call it, a lighter one, just like you have a translucent one with you, so you can work with any. But just know that if you don't have that exact shade, the shade range of your clients, if you're using something lighter, you need to be careful not to apply too much, just so by the time you want to apply your powder, you can blend in well properly. Sorry, don't. I don't know which one is giving me yellow. So I can actually work with any of the shades since it's the dark skin range, but I can't use this for a lighter skin. Do you understand? I want to see what this other one looks like. Hmm? It's too. Not like it's dark, it's giving reddish. So I think I'll work with this one. Carefully just push it in. You can see that I'm trying as much as I can not to apply too much. The same one I have in my beauty blender is what I'm using for the both eyes or for the both parts. Just one more time. So far, do we have any question? One question, then we move and take the other ones in between. So I'm with you. You don't need to stand up. Mm-hmm. Okay, the thing is this. I can decide not to use a powder palette and go in with a setting powder. Do you understand? There's setting and there's baking. So this process is a baking process. The first one is a setting process. You're done applying your concealer, your foundation, and you need to like set it just so the foundation or the concealer does not move. Okay. Then we move to our brows. I'm actually not trimming our brows because our brows looks well tidy. I can see the brow bone area clean. I'm going to tame these parts upward, then bring the remaining ones inward. Are we together? The direction to which you tame your brows really matters a lot. But when you have like two full hairs, like the hair is like it's very full and long, if you brush everything like upwards, then at the end of the day you'll be having like two big brows and not defined. So you see this part up, then the remaining ones like kind of take it inward a bit, like slants. Do you understand that part? That's like your brow's foundation. You understand? So the way you tame it determines what the outcome will be at the end of the session. So we're going to set. Can someone tell me the reason why we set this part? Thank you. So sometimes when you feel like it's quite much, you can just, gently dust it off a bit without having to ruin what you already tamed down. And so I'll still be working with my Blossom pencil, and as usual I'll outline with the dark pencil. One house, please. You see this very part? If you can actually draw your brows perfectly well without having to go through the route of using your concealer to adjust one part or the other, it will help you save a huge amount of time. So don't forget, your pencil must be properly sharpened. So can you see that I am not starting my brows from this part? Neither am I starting from here. You can see the space. So I'm going to be stroking in with my dark pencil. You know why? Can somebody answer that part? Because she's dark. So my brown, the kind of brown I have is not for her shade. There are some pencils that their brown is like something that will work for her. Some browns are like close to these dark pencils I have. So take notes. So if I use my brown, it's just going to be there. It's not going to pop as much as I want it to. So you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to stroke in like gently. When you are doing this, your pencil must be what? Sharpened. Model. Yeah. That's good. So you do the same thing for the other eye. Carefully stroke in. Can you see? If I choose not to conceal, like I'm good to go. So when you're drawing your brows, you need to be very, very careful and make sure your pencil is well sharpened. So I don't know if you guys can see her face clearly, that she has one scar. It's not a scar, it's a birthmark in her forehead. You can see that it's not covering. You can only conceal. I can't just remember if it's dark or it's just like her skin color. It's dark. You understand? So that's the only thing you can achieve. There's no way you want to use foundation to cover that part. It will only just make it more obvious. Take notes. Except your photographer is taking it out with editing. Thank you. So I'm not going to be concealing for now. I'll be moving on to my eyeshadow. Everyone has pigments. So the eyeshadow. Okay, because I would like to like show you different thing, so I would want to work with my, but you see this eyeshadow base, it's something you can, if you want to use it, yes. If you don't want to use it, it's something you can work without. Yes, I use eyeshadow base. Eh? Like, because I want to show them a different eye color. Do you understand? So you can choose to use it, you can choose not to use it. Some people use their concealers. It's just that when you're working with a dark skin, you're working, your choice of concealer should be in the dark range. Are we together? So when you're working with a light skin, you know, you can actually do dark, you can do light, depend on what you want to do to the eyes. You can see how I'm blending my base. If you don't blend in properly well, you would have this ash line by the time you apply your eyeshadow. Are we together? Can you see how I'm blending this? Please learn how to blend in properly well. This is nice. Let's see how good this is. So when you apply your eyeshadow, when you are done applying like this, the remaining one in your brush, try and spread upward. Are we together? We're doing the same thing here. So I'm blending. Yes. Can you see what I did now? I can change the brush to blend in these parts. This was nice. So for me, please can I have that other eyeshadow? It's in my box. the small blossom. It's not fun. Any questions so far? Please, I'm with you. Yes, you can work with one color depending on what you want to achieve, but then there are some colors that you will need to add a little bit of deeper colors, more like you are trying to contour the eye, just to be able to get definition. Are we together? If you apply colors like this all through the eyes, it's just going to be basic, no definition. There's no difference between what you as a makeup artist is applying and what somebody that does not know anything about it will apply. Do you understand? Please don't forget, to blending is very, very important. That's when you just stroke. Basically, that's the essence of the stroking. Instead of you shading, you just draw strokes in between those hairs that you can see. Becky, my head, my shoulder, my knees, my toes, my head, my shoulder, my knees, my toe, my head, my shoulder, my knees, my toe, they all belong to Jesus. Thank you. Amen. Do we have any other question? Do we have any other question? I want this class to be... It is matte. Shima, you would have seen the shine. So I'm working basically with a matte eyeshadow. Like matte eyeshadow, as they are actually a go-to eyeshadow lately, you get. So you can actually just, if you want a shine, say for instance you have an eyeshadow that doesn't have a shimmer, you can work with your pigments to add the kind of shine that you desire. Of the brows. Me. It's not me. Like I highlighted these parts first before contouring. It's not me. Okay, now in your combo from a scratch, I would advise you just do a matte. Do you understand? First as a base. So if you're going to add shimmer, let's be on it. That's why most cases, if you're going through that process, you just use your pigments to add the shine that you want, as opposed to going over with an eyeshadow like a shimmer eyeshadow, because sometimes, in most cases, it will not just stay on that matte. Do you understand? Is it possible we have this light? Yeah, all of this yellow light. How about this yellow one? Yes, please. Huh? Are we together? So, somebody was asking a question. What's the question? Let me find. You see, smoky is when you see what I'm trying to do now. Yeah, I'm trying to smoke out the out. Do you understand? When you use a deep color, it's a smoky process. I can decide to use a dark brown to smoke out these parts. Do you get? Are we together? So this particular thing I'm doing is a smoky process. Trying to smoke out the outer part of the eye to give the smoky effect, as opposed to doing it in full. I can decide to do the whole black. You know, I can decide to do the all black. I can decide to do the all brown effects. But they are mostly achieved with, you know, these dark colors. You cannot use this kind of colors and now say you want to do, you know what it means, like smoky now. So you can see what I'm trying to do. What am I trying to do? These lines, I don't want to see them. Are we good? Any question? My shadow should not go far. Thank you. My shadow should not go far. Can I have it? Pick up. I want to smoke out the under part too. See this particular eyeshadow. It is very much pigmented. So when you're using it, you have to be careful. Are we together? Pigment in which case, please?
You said this particular eyeshadow is pigmented.
Yes, it means that when you take little, it comes out, it pops.
Some eyeshadows are when you pick, it's black.
Do you understand? That's what it means. When you see something is highly pigmented, so little will go a long way. Do you get? Open your eyes. Can you see the black I took now? Like, just the little one I took, it's becoming too much for what I want to achieve. Yeah. Relax, relax, close your eyes. So, I'll be adding pigment to the eye, just so you know the essence of this that you have with you. I'm sure everybody have this in their box. No, we're doing this. No, I don't want so many. I want so many colors. So for pigments here, the same way you can play with your eyeshadows, you can play with different colors of pigments, but they should be, I don't know if you understand your color theory very well. They should be colors in the same family range. You know, there are some colors that you cannot just mix together. Do you understand? We know that we can easily blend in our green and orange. Do you get? Our black goes with literally every colors, right? Our blue and pink is blendable. So you just know what works and what is just off. You get? So for the pigments, you can choose to apply your pigments without a pigment glue. It works. Close your eyes. This is the example. Do you understand? And you can still choose to apply a glue before applying the pigments. So this is the Silver Mark pigment glue. Please pay attention. You just apply it in the areas where you want to apply your glue, your pigments. You are tapping in, like you are dabbing in skin with your hand. Please, can you see? So for your pigments, you can either use your hand or your brush to apply them. Anyone that works for you is what? Is fine. Open your eyes. So I want to believe that the both have like different. Close your eyes. It has like different effects. You understand? The one that has what?
One that has pigment,
So that's like, that's like its own base. Just the same way you say, oh, the eyeshadow base, the this base, oh, you have to prep your skin well for your foundation to sit in well. That's literally how these two work. Are we together? So like I said, you can choose to apply with your hand or your brush. But I just feel there's a way my hand makes it just pop out more when I dab into the. Open your eyes. No distraction, please, girlies. So this is me adding another shade of pigment carefully. Hold on. Look at me. Okay. So just the same way you blend your eyeshadow, you blend this too. Like take your brush, close your eyes, take out any excess that is flying around. Do you get? Open your eyes. Close. Open. Close. Someone wanted to ask a question.
yes.
Is it gel liner? Okay. So for the inner eye, the waterline area, I'll be using this Blossom pencil, the under eye pencil. Ooh. This is so funny. Look up. Please, no distractions. Someone wanted to ask a question. Can I take your question now?
In a way,
Close your eyes.
apply the matte after the shimmer or pencil.
Applying what? Open your eyes.
If you apply the matte after the shima, is it like a way to like
If you apply the matte after the shimmer, it's a way to give that eye an effect, like a better effect. If you take the shimmer all the way down, it's just there. It's giving the 90-60 kind of makeup. If you go online to check the makeup of those days, that's how they do it. That's how our mothers do it. In fact, they do it with their hand. They take it and, do you understand? That's makeup of those days. But now, this is what the trend is having now. So we don't know what will happen in the next 20 years. You know, maybe then our great-grandchildren will say, oh, during the days of our mothers, they do this, they apply this, and they apply that. So makeup will definitely be in existence, but things will just be evolving. There will be change. So all of this is for it to have a definition. Let me put it that way. So it could be done with your black eyeshadow. It could be done with your dark brown eyeshadow. It could be done with a dark wine. You know, how you apply it really matters. Not necessarily black, but a deep color. Do you have any other question?
yes. Is there a specific part of the eyelid where pigment gets or where you should just particularly apply your
God bless you. You see that question? You see this part of your eyes? It's called your eyelid. Right? Your eyeshadow shouldn't go above this part. It does not have any business here. Anything coming here, it's a neutral color that you use in blending. It's not your primary, your base. Like, I cannot come here now and apply a dark shadow. Do you understand? I can't come here now and apply it. Except it's an artistic kind of makeup you're trying to achieve. Maybe you're doing your editorial look and all of that. For beauty look, you cannot. This is your lead. This is where it stops. So anything coming here, it's more of a neutral color to blend in very well. Do I answer your question? Any other question? Hold on. No substitute. That's why I say you can apply with or without. Do you understand? So if you can afford a pigment though, just get it. Back to you.
that pigment that you use. You don't want to use it at, on top of your mask. And it also serve as your under eye. Can you serve because of it just need to pop out together? You don't want to apply.
Yes, you can. So we have some liner that are like glitter liner. Do you understand? They're like glitter liner. I think I have something in this bag. Let me show you. Okay. They come like this. So if you want to like pop the eye, you just apply it underneath. Do you get? But in the absence of none, you can always improvise when it comes to makeup. If you have your pigments, just the same way I apply that glue, but you have to use like a tiny brush, just in case you want it like a line. You just want to add an effect. You get? So use a tiny brush to just, apply your pigment glue to that part. Then use that same brush, pick your pigment, then still apply to that part. It just sticks. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Yeah. They are different. So your pigment is smoother. It comes in smooth form. But your pigments, your glitters, you can actually still feel them like they are a bit bigger.
Can we use the both at the same time?
Yes, we can. If I have I'm not sure I have a glitter here, but if I have a glitter there, I can actually just still add it to like pop up. But most cases, people now use pigments. Pigments are finer. Okay, let's move. Open your eyes. So you apply underneath this place to look at that angle. Are we good? I think I have another pigment I can use to pop. Give me this. This that looks transparent. I have another one. This one. So because I want to be extra, right? I'm going in with another pigment. No distraction, please. I love you. So I'm literally just adding my pigment glue to that area because I want to go in with another shade of pigment. Maybe this other one. Not quite right. There's this in twinkle. Please let me check. This particular one in twinkle. It looks white. That's it. That's it. Yeah. No distraction, please. Open your eyes. So with your pigments, you can play with many colors as much as you want. But you just know that the same way you walk while you're applying your shadow, you know you cannot apply. Let me give you a physical illustration. You know you cannot apply this deep color in front. They now come with this behind. Do you understand? You cannot, rather you can only come with this, then if you want to add this at the back. Do you understand? So the same thing applies to your pigments. You know the colors that can actually stay behind and the one that would, rather be in front. And if you would choose, if you want to like overlay them on each other, you know the one that will be the base and the one that will just be like a little touch on it. Please take notes. So because I wanted to prove to you guys that there's no rules to makeup, I can decide to like conceal my brows later after my shadow. That's the reason why I left it without doing anything to it. Do you get? This is my concealer. The other one too. No rules, no rules. Don't forget. Just in case you walk into a room and you meet a fellow makeup artist, probably, you know, starting with a brows, and you're seeing like, oh, that's the right way. And you're already used to doing your skin prep before the brows. You're already feeling somehow. Or you walk in and the person does the skin first before the brows. And you think you starting from the brows means you are unprofessional or wrong. No, there's no rules to it. Anyone that works for you, work with it. Hold on. Ooh. No distraction, please. So this is me trying to check that my brush does not have any pigments or glitter effects in it. Are we good? Shwa shwa. Okay, our question. Now you see the concealing, that's the thing. It's an like you are, it's an highlighting process for the brow bone to pop out the brow bone. It's not for correction the way you guys take it. Do you understand? So in between you can use it for correction, but the major thing is to highlight the brow bone area. Take notes. So you see for this part, I'm going in with a shade because these parts are not meant to be what highlighted. Please take notes. Blend, yo, blend, 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 and blend. Don't get tired of blending, please. Do not get tired of blending. Are we making any progress? So, next is the lips, and I'll be taking my time to explain properly the whole process because today happens to be our last day in class and tomorrow is your practical, like everything that you've learned from Monday to this very day, you're going to put them in action. So I want to explain some certain things for you. I don't know, I'm trying to see if I have like a good example of somebody with that kind of lips. You know, we all have different kind of lips. We have one with a full lips, like you categorize my kind of lip as a full lips, right? And I have some people with, you know, a slim lip, like lips, like very small. Then you have some people that the lower part of their lips is full, like it's big, but the upper part is small compared to what they have at the lower part. Then you have the ones that the both parts are small, and you have the ones that the both parts are big, and sometimes the upper part is bigger than the lip part. So you see those type of lips, different type of lips, different lip application. If you have a very full lips, there's some colors that don't work with full lips. Red. So for my kind of lips, if you don't know how to like contour properly, you can't work on my lips. You will just make it appear too big and I will not like it. So in most cases for me, I just do away from any colors I have to like, you know, pop. Yeah. So I rather do my gloss or work with nude colors. Nude is for me. So now, when you have somebody that has like a smaller lips up, there's a way you make it look fuller. That is you extending you're extending your liner. Instead of you being on this part, right? You're extending it. You said you're lining outer, but not in full, right? Look at this part of your lips. Instead of you coming like this, right? You extend a bit. Are we together? You extend that part a bit up. But if the person has a very full lips, you don't need to extend, right? You probably just work on that, on the lip itself, like the natural line that you have on the lips. That's more like you walking here like this. Can you see? No extension. Are we good? So the same thing, you know, you don't need to extend the lining, like the outer lining, so the other part, the end. No. Your extension is just this part, except the person's lips is extremely small and you want it to look bold. Do you get? Except it's extremely small and you want it to do what? Look bold. If not, there's no point. Do you understand me now? Are we together? Are we together? If the person's lips is not too small, there's no point. But if it is, your extension is more like this. Can I go ahead? So like I said, there are some colors that don't work with, you know, people with too big lips. Red is number one. And there are some colors that you don't line with, you know, Imagine lining with a red lipstick. You understand? So you can line with your black liner, depending on the skin tone and what you're trying to achieve. You can line with your deep wine, it works. You can line with your brown, it works. But just understand the kind of lips you're working with and how you want to enhance that particular lips. So with this, I'll line with my black pencil. And I rest on your shoulder. Are you there? Any questions so far? No. I'm only doing that because she's a dark skin. And so this is V Drip from V Beauty. I'll be working with this shade of brown. Can you see? Can you see what I'm doing? Like I'm literally applying it on the part I lined. So it's literally just reflecting underneath the brown. Can you smack? It's okay. Smack, just in between. It's okay. So close, close, close. No distraction, please. In between, just smack, smack continuously. Smack your lips. Let me see. Smack continuously. Let me see. What do you think about the lips? Can we do what?
Can you get away with not highlighting the black to the end? Because they are linked to small body, kind of full. Can you get away with not extending the black? I think it's like that to the end.
If it works for you, like if it's fine for you, why not? Like I said, there's no way you're not going to use your lip liner to the end. But the only thing that can be exempted is you not lining outside to the end. Do you get my point? Should I come again? So, like I said earlier, you're generally aligning, like outlining. Sorry, you're lining up the lips with your liner, like not just the upper part, like everywhere. So it's just the technique now that we're talking about. If the lips is too like it's full, there's no point lining the outer corner of your lips. Like, don't extend it to this part. You don't need to come outside. Just be in that same bracket. But if it's small and you want it to appear fuller, that's when you come out a bit. Are we good? Can I rest on your shoulder? Smack. 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 Where's it? No distraction, please. So before you use your mascara, cultivate the habit of using your gel liner first. Please don't forget, where's your eyes? Slightly drag up. Any question? Carefully go in with your mascara. Come again. Yes, yes. So like I always do, I want to like check. I want to check the my choice of eyelash to be sure that it fits or it works with her face. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Close. So I think this works. One house, please. She has the curled up kind of lash. It is always a struggle. Yes. Yes. She's not staying well. Please don't forget to you're placing your lash the first on the natural. Yeah, this is perfect. This is not. Can you see how the lash just switch the high game? Can you see what I'm doing? I'm actually using it to drag down. Yes. So you don't place your lash on your client's skin. Okay. Close your eyes. So I don't know if you guys can see the trace of the glue stain while I was trying to apply. So most times when you see things like this, do not worry yourself. Allow it to dry. Then when it's dry, just use your spoolie brush to just take it out. It's easier that way. But if you try taking it out now, you just ruin your other process. Take note. Yes. So far, is there any other question? Do we have question? Do we have question? We do not have questions, so let's move.
For lip size, which lips can accommodate glossy, non-glossy?
Any lips, glossy or not glossy, depends on it's your choice or preference that matters. Some clients will tell you they don't want anything glossy on their lips. They all want matte. Then why some will tell you add gloss.
Because gloss not tend to exaggerate it.
That's why I said it's the choice. You understand? The choice really, really matters. If your client wants gloss, then you give it to her. If he doesn't, if you like it, fine. If you don't like it, fine. So I'm just trying to dust off the pigments in her face. So this is the same one we use for highlighting, right? So use it back to the face. Please don't forget, when you apply your powder, your foundation, dab into the skin properly. My love, where's this lady? She's not here. I wanted to show her something. The lady on that seat. Oh. So I wanted to show her something. See this thing I'm trying to do, this process. I'm trying to cover or blend in the dark one that was used for the contouring. So it's not just in my face, do you get? A perfect shade for this part, do not forget. Are we together? You're blending upward, please. You're blending upward. Do we have any question? I'm coming. So I was trying to show you something other time, but fortunately you're not in the room. So while I was applying the while I was applying powder on the highlighted parts, I applied same powder on the nose. Do you understand? Using this brush, like I applied it on the nose, not minding this 2 strokes here, because I was trying to blend in. Do you understand? As opposed to what you were trying to do yesterday, it's not allowed. Do you get? So you just, slightly blend in the both together. You should be the only one seeing it. Do you get? The watch should not be seeing those 2 lines. So it's just a way to like blend in these 2 lines together. Thank you. So I'm using a perfect shade all round. So lately I don't play with my blush. So now most cases I hardly use highlighters. There's difference between, let's I forget, there's difference between highlighters and bronzers. Did you get? Are we together? There's difference between highlighters and bronzers. Hold on, I'm going to give you the difference. So, most cases, we lamely just say bronzer and highlighters are the same thing. They are not the same. You get? Bronzers are just like the name implies. They are bronze. They are not dark. They are usually in powders. Number one. Bronzers are usually in powders. I won't say they are like this color, right? Depend on your shades. What worked for me as bronzer will not work for her as a bronzer. You understand? So it's more like it's a powder that is used to like warm up the face. Highlighters are this shining, this regular one that we all call bronzers. Do you understand? They are not bronzers. They are highlighters. Please take notes. Look up. So you see how I apply my blush? You guys are lucky. So you're applying it on the contour area, but then you're raising your hand up. Do you get? You're raising it up to your your outer high corner. I don't know if that's the word. So lately I don't joke with my blush because of the effects it gives. This is me trying to blend. Please take notes. Any questions so far?
Yes.
Please bring it on.
That one is textual, the other one is shiny.
Though they are,
This one that this say
okay.
you're applying on their chin bone. There's always shiny or on their nose bridge back there. Which one is the
Okay, you see those ones? Eh? Hold on, I'll show you. Aside our question, do we have any other question? Yes. Uh, you see that particular one? I feel like probably that's how it works for them. Do you understand? So I want to believe that's how it works for whoever does that. Do you understand? So if that part works for you, fine. But for me, I basically don't do that. Do we have any other question? I noticed when you were baking, I wasn't baking cake. I know, but the way you sounded, like I know you were baking. It's really not compulsory. If you can set with your powder, you're good. You can avoid it. It's not compulsory. So this area, when you are setting, please cover your high area. It's pretty much important.
Does baking is a professional expense?
Most cases for me when I bake, a lot is coming to your eyes, and then you you don't want it. The baking allow you easy access to like dust off all of those pigments that falls off to the face. If you don't bake at that point, taking it out will be so difficult, or you might not just leave. So all of those setting powder help you just absorb the pigment that falls to the skin. Then at the same time, let's say for instance, while you're trying to apply your mascara, there's a stain. You can easily just take them out.
There's no occasion dictates baking as to
There is no
accept.
occasion. There is no occasion. You can do it anytime, except you don't want it. Probably you're in a rush. You just want to do like your more of everyday kind of look, and you just want to set with your powder alone, and you're good to go. In most cases, you're probably not working with pigments. You're probably just working with a very nude eyeshadow and all of that, so you will not be having problem when they probably dust off your face. This is an highlighter. This is not a bronzer. Please, can you see baked highlight palettes? It's an highlighter, not a bronzer. Take note. Yes. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to blend. Yes, please. Now, the other day I used Blossom Sillet, and today I'll be using the Jolax All Day Tight Makeup Setting Fix. Is a product from V Beauty, also like a same brand, so you can always get this from them, but it's called Jolax. It's the same process you go through while you trying to use your Blossom. It's the same thing you do with your V Beauty. You don't just open and no. Make sure you shake very well. Alright.
I'm really sorry because I've got a surprise for you. I didn't tell you. So I've got someone here with me to encourage you.
Aww. Aww.
Welcome.
Is he going to sing for us? Are you going to sing for us? Hello.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please, a little bit of your worship. The Yoruba worship medley.
Yoruba worship medley.
Yes, a little bit of this. Thank you very much. Please.
I know that I'm speechless. God bless you.
Amen.
I feel so blessed to be here this wonderful evening. You guys are looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
Where do I start from?
The Yoruba worship medley, please.
God.
Please start.
Congratulations to you all anyway.
Thank you.
Oh
my God. Wípé mo ní ọ láti máa sábà. Mo dúpẹ́ Olúwa. Pé mo ní ọ láti máa sábà. Ọpẹ́ lọ́pẹ́ rẹ̀. Ayé ìbá ti kẹ́rù sígbó. Ọpẹ́ lọ́pẹ́ rẹ̀. Ayé ìbá ti kẹ́rù mi dànù. Mo yìn ọ́ o Jésù. Pé mo ní ọ láti máa sá. Ọlọ́run máa jẹ̀mú o. Mo yìn ọ́ o Jésù. Pé mo ní ọ láti máa fọ̀. Mọ rírì rẹ̀ nítorí náà ni mo ṣe ń jó.
Mo mọ rírì rẹ̀ o.
Mo mọ rírì rẹ̀ torí náà ni mo ṣe yọ̀.
Àwa mọ rírì rẹ̀ o.
Èmi mọ rírì rẹ̀, sórí náà ni mo ṣe ṣakọ.
Tẹ́wọ́ gbà mí o.
Tẹ́wọ́ yìí mi,
Àtóbi jùlọ o.
Ọlọ́run mi, olóore. Tẹ́wọ́ gbà yìí mi, àtóbi jùlọ, olóore. Ẹ wá sí ìyá, mo ti fẹ́rẹ̀ rẹ̀.
Mo ti fẹ́lẹ́lẹ̀ wò.
Òun Jésù bẹ̀rẹ̀ lèèyàn, àpẹẹrẹ ṣẹ̀rù lóbi mú. Èmi fẹ́rẹ̀ débẹ̀ ní Jésù mi. Rọ́jà ó padà sọ̀rọ̀ dé, àwa yóò dì mú Olúwa. Mo sì máa ní síwá. Ó yẹ ká wá máa yí. Àyíká tẹ̀sù ogun ti wá. Ọpẹ́ ní f'Olúwa. Bàbá wa olóore. Àṣekà kábíyèsí rẹ̀. Àfọ̀pẹ́ fún Jèhófà tó bá wá lọ́wọ́ ta. Àdúpẹ́ Olúwa. Ọpẹ́ Olúwa. Bàbá wa olóore. Àṣekà kábíyèsí rẹ̀.